Welcome to today's standing class. We will be using one piece of equipment, which is a yoga belt. If you don't have a yoga belt, you can use a tie, a dressing gown cord, even a towel. Something's just got a bit of length on it that you can hold on to either end. So once you've gathered your belt, I will see you on the mat. We'll start today, as always, with a nice centering, bringing the feet underneath the hips. Knees stacked over the ankles, pelvis over the knees, shoulders are back and down, palms facing forward, chin parallel to the earth, eyes are closed. And breathe here, observing all four corners of the feet in contact with the earth. Noticing the body, the breath, the mind. Letting go of the day you've had already or what may lie ahead. Just taking this time to enjoy the sanctuary of your mat and this movement practice. One more deep breath or so here. And when you're ready, we'll slowly open the eyes. Bring the palms down by the sides. And we'll start with some mobility in the neck. You're just looking over one shoulder, back to the center, and over the other side. And keep doing this in a nice mindful way. You might notice here the differences in the sides of your neck. So it might feel it's a lot easier to look over one shoulder than the other. And often this is due to our habitual patterns in the body. Do you always carry your bag on one shoulder? Are you always looking over a particular side, maybe where your desk is at work? You're always looking to talk to colleagues or something. These habitual movements that we do every day can really lead to imbalances in the body. So when we do asymmetrical poses, it brings them to our attention. We can maybe start to counteract them. Bring the head back to neutral. Just do a few yeses to bring in the chin down towards the chest, and if it feels okay, looking up to the sky. A couple of these. And then back to neutral. And tipping one ear to one shoulder, releasing the chin down in a semicircle to the other side. Maybe if it feels okay, you can go all the way back. If not, just stick with the semicircles backwards and forwards. So we'll do a couple in one direction, no rush, just nice and slow. And then when your chin comes back to the chest, go the other way. Feeling all of that motion available in the neck joint. 360 degrees. And back to the center. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Circle the right fingertips around the left wrist. Bring the left foot behind and lean over into this side stretch, this half moon shape. Breathing deep into the left ribs and the left hip. Inhale to neutral, over to the other side. Head can face forward or down, whatever feels good. Back to center. One more time over to the other side. Inhale, center, and over to this side. And back to center. From here, we're going to move side to side on the mat with a little bit of goddess work at each end. So bringing the hands to the hips, step out to the one side of the mat, toes flick out, knees bend, so your knees are tracking over the toes, palms come to the chest. From here, lift up the outer heel, so the one furthest away, the edge of the mat. Lower down, hands come to the knees, and you're going to bring the inside shoulder towards the outside of the mat. So this is a twist. Back up, straighten the legs. We'll come over to the other side. So coming into goddess this side. lifting the outer heel, sitting deep, lowering the heel, hands come down and twisting the other way. So again, you're facing outside of the mat, coming to twist this side. Back to center, standing up, over to this side again, goddess squat, lift the external heel, lower it down, hands to knees, shoulder comes in, sitting deep into these hips, coming back to the center, straighten the legs, center again, step out, goddess, lift this external heel, lower, hands to knees, dipping this shoulder in. So we're just warming up the spine here with a twist, getting into the hips, straightening, push back to center, one more each side, goddess, squat, lift the outer heel, lower, hands to knees, shoulder comes in for this twist, back to the middle, palms to chest, straighten, step to the center, out, lower into goddess, lift this out to heel, lower down, hands to the knees, shoulder dips in, back to the center, straighten the legs, and we'll come back to the midline. Excellent. Now from here, keeping the feet directly underneath the hips, arms will come out to a T, and we'll work through some mobility of the shoulders. So rotating the shoulders forward, so this is internal rotation. So the backs of the hands are coming parallel to the earth, and then external rotation, opening the shoulders up and the chest, almost as if the little fingers are going to the sky. We'll work through a few of these, so moving through internal and external, internal, external, keeping the arms long, mindful movements. And then come back to neutral. Flex the fingertips towards the sky and really press the arms out direct from the shoulders, as if you're pushing into some walls, a wall either side. I sometimes call this the Star Wars compactor move. It's as if, remember in the first Star Wars, they were in the compactor and they're trying to push the walls apart. Imagine that you're doing that. And then release and shake out the arms. Grab hold of your belt and start with it very wide. You're gripping onto it as wide as possible maybe. Lift it up. You're gonna move it behind. So you'll soon see how long you need this belt. We're just moving through movement of the shoulder. So I'm gonna make mine a little bit smaller. And it gets to a point sort of back here, like a sticky point. You move over it, keeping the elbows straight. We don't want to strain the elbows. So again, be very mindful of how long your belt is. Just move through a few of these. I used to do this over the part of my dogs with their leads. Walking the dog, just working on my shoulders with the dog lead. And as you do it a few times, you might find that you can bring the palms, the hands closer together, but be mindful of your elbows. You don't want to strain anything. Couple more. Maybe one more of these. And release. You just drop it onto the floor. And we'll move into working on some balancing and core work. Turning one foot out towards the top end of the mat. The other leg is extended long. Bring this hand to the hip. The same leg that you've got in front, this arm will extend long. Grounding into the front foot and bring this back knee to the front elbow. That's 1, 2, so we'll do 10 of these. Maybe you don't allow the back toes to touch the floor. 3, get a fixed gazing point. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release down. Other side. Front arm and front leg are, well, the front arm's lifted, the other leg has got all the weight in it. Back hand is on the back hip. Get a fixed gazing point and then knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more. Of course, it doesn't matter if your toe goes down. You can build up to balancing the whole time. 10, and release. Brilliant. We'll now work on the hip flexion. I'm grounding into my left foot, hands to the hips. Right knee comes up. Now, see if you are able to lengthen the right leg. So you may just bring it just off the floor here. It may only come off the floor a little bit. We want to keep this leg straight. So if this is as far as it goes straight, because it depends on the flexibility of the hamstring, that's fine. Otherwise, you can bring it up. You hold. And release down, and we'll do the other side. Rounding into the right foot. Maybe bringing this left knee up, maybe extending long, whatever height is applicable for you. This involves a lot of core strength. And release down, and this is where we get the belt. So this time, grounding down into the first foot, holding the belt in your hands. I'll turn to the side. Bring this knee up into the chest. Maybe you hook the belt under the foot. So you can kind of use this to help you. Maybe, because these belts make our arms a lot longer, you can extend the leg out, flexing the foot and using the belt to help you keep this leg long. Also using the strength of the arms to bring it up rather than just the core. Core is activated though. You can breathe here. Bend the knee and release. Other side. Place the foot into the belt. Get a stable base. Root to rise and extend out. Holding here. Remember, the leg could even be down here. But sometimes when you've got the belt, it helps you just go a little bit deeper. And release. Trying something a bit different. Grounding down into the first foot, hooking this belt, and taking it in. So I've got my right leg, taking it in the right hand. Left hand comes to left hip. So first of all, get this position. We'll see if we can open this out to the side. So you might be here, or you can extend the leg out. And remember, if you have a wall nearby, you can always gently hold on to the wall. So I've got a wall here. Just so we start to get the shape in the body. I'm not really using the wall, not putting any of my weight on it really, just helping me. And breathe. Of course, you might be here. It doesn't matter. And release. Other side. First of all, getting that stable base. Hooking the foot. So this is the left leg. Taking it into the left hand. Maybe extending it out. maybe holding onto a wall, breathing, focusing, not being attached to an outcome. And release. Or you don't have to use the belt. If you have enough flexibility, you can hook the big toes, the peace fingers. Now we'll work on dancer pose, Natarajasana. So this is a kind of advanced balancing pose, but as with all postures in yoga, we can do different variations of it. Starting with both feet directly under the hips, and I'll mirror you for this so the commands are a little bit easier to understand. Start to pour all the way into the right foot, bending the left knee so the left ball of the foot comes onto the floor, hands to hips. And just get this feeling in the body where nearly all of your weight is being supported by the right leg. Find a fixed gazing point, ideally at eye level that's not moving, that you can focus on. Keep the right hand to the right hip and maybe start to bend the left leg, taking the left arm, reaching back and grabbing the inside of the left foot. So the knee is deeply flexed and the heel is coming towards the glute. So we did a lot of shoulder opening. So this should feel good in the shoulder. And breathe here. This left side of the body, really lengthen that side of the waist and keep that active. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. So this is, you're actually in dancer pose in this posture. To progress a little bit further, you can put a micro bend in the standing leg and then very gently folding from the waist, so tipping from the waist, or from the hip crease, sorry, coming forward. And as you come forward, lengthening the spine and lifting this back leg up. The gaze can start to go towards the earth, maybe a couple of meters in front of you, and breathing here. Making a conscious effort to have the pelvis, the hip bones coming towards the earth. And then come up and release. There was a big burn on the leg and shake it out. So balances are different every day. I held it for a while and then I fell over. We'll try the other side. This time grounding down into the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right foot, hands to hips, strengthening this left leg, fixed gazing point, at eye level, steady breath, steady mind. Then lifting this right foot off the floor, bringing it in towards the glute. The right arm goes behind and catches the inside of the right foot. Hips are still facing forward. Left hand at left hip. Once you're stable, maybe extend this left arm up to the sky. And this is dancer. If you would like to go deeper, you can start to lean forward. So the chest remains lifted, but the hip bones start to face towards the earth. Lifting this back leg up. Maybe using it as a bit of leverage to open the shoulder. Even breath. And then when you're ready, slowly come up and come out. Shake it off. We'll do it one more time each side and then we're going to do it with the belt. So starting again with the first side, rounding down, coming onto the ball mound of the other foot, getting your fixed gazing point, reaching back, grabbing the inside, extending this arm, opposite arm up to the sky. Maybe a micro bend in the standing leg and leaning forward. Deep breaths, focusing, lengthening that side waist. And come up and come out. I'll show you from the side, other side, grounding down into the foot, coming onto the ball mound of the other foot, hands to hips, and lifting this foot off the floor, reaching back, grabbing the inside, other arm to the sky. tipping from the waist. Maybe using the strength of the lifted leg to open the shoulder. And then coming back out. Letting go of everything, not worrying how far you got in it. And then if you have a yoga belt, create a loop on the end like this. If you don't have a yoga belt, but you've got a very long cord, you can just sort of fold it in half so you've got this bit here. Otherwise, taking it in the hand, externally rotating the shoulder as if you're holding a tray of orange juice. You will bring it behind you, lift this back leg up and hook it over the foot. So the shoulder is in external rotation. Then maybe, let me go this way. I'll face this way. Then maybe bringing the arms overhead and holding here. So this is not a pose that I practice very often. This is King Dancer, where if you're very flexible, you do actually have hold of the foot. With the belt, if you practice consistently, you can eventually work the hands down the belt to grab the foot. And release. Other side. Get your stable base. Get your tray of orange juice. Open up this shoulder. Hook it on the foot. Then the arms come up overhead. The arms come up overhead. Start to lift the back leg, tipping forward from the hip crease. Coming into this posture. Eventually walking the hands down till you grab the foot. And release. So that overhead grip involves a lot of shoulder mobility. Of course, the best way to practice this is from the floor, so you don't have to negotiate the balance as well. And when you get it on the floor, then you can get it standing up. Throw the belt to one side, we'll let go of all of that. Just inhale the palms up to the sky. Exhale to the center line. One more of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the center. Just hold the prayer at the chest. Close the eyes. Thank yourself for the effort you put in today. Letting go whether you achieved it or not. It doesn't matter. I can't think of any situation in life where you will suddenly need to rely on a dancer pose to get you through something. So it's something to work towards, give you a goal, and let you grow along the way. From here, slowly open the eyes. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.